What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I am your host, Eric, and today, we're going to talk about the UAW once again. Why am I bringing up the UAW again? Well, it's because they have now reached a tentative agreement with all three of the big three, which they had to stand up strike against. What I want you to understand is that the elected leadership of the UAW understands that it's the membership that provides the power that they need to be able to negotiate a strong contract. And when I'm talking about a strong contract, I'm talking about a 25% wage increase when all of the professionals and all of the pundits said that was unreasonable. We have been, for far too long, sold up the river. We have been told that we are going to price ourselves out of the market. We have been told that we have to just be happy with, if we only managed our money better, we wouldn't be so in need of a wage increase. This is the type of language you get when you sit there and you say, hey, we deserve such and such, and we deserve such and such. Or you'll hear things like, well, that's not practical. But understand the difference. President Fain is out there fighting tooth and nail to get his members the best deal that he can. And with the stand-up strike, they were able to get a record-breaking contract all across the board for all three companies, helping 150,000 plus workers get a pay raise, a significant pay raise. And not just the pay raise, but they also got cost of living adjustments included in their contract. They didn't try to make it so that their contract was weaker. They tried to strengthen it and reinforce it over the coming years so that it would keep pace with inflation, something that our own contract has not done. Our own contract has not kept up with inflation. I want you to pay attention to what President Fain says here regarding the process of this contract. Now, mind you, they're going to break it down and get the information out to their members, and then their members have to vote on it. Now listen to what he says. It's very important that you pay attention to what he says.
But what happens next? It's up to all of you. This was your strike. This is your union, and this is your contract. So we actively encourage debate and discussion. Democracy is the lifeblood of our union.
Democracy is the lifeblood of our union. Shawn Fain and the negotiating team negotiated in full transparency of their membership. They provided updates to their membership. They let their membership know where they stood, and they also asked their membership to help when it was needed. When they needed to have them walk out of certain sites, they asked them to do so, and that bolstered their bargaining position. It was a hand-in-hand approach, not an exclusionary approach. I want to but I want to tell you a little bit about this. So their UAW GM ratification process, this is now the third of the big three that has come to a TA. Number one, they got the tentative agreement was reached. Number two, the UAW National GM Council will vote on whether or not to send that TA to the membership. Okay, that's step two. Step three, they're going to have a Facebook Live to review the tentative agreement publicly, providing information for their membership publicly, discussing it publicly. They're going to publish a highlighter online that highlights all the key gains in their contract. Then step four, they're going to have regional meetings to walk through the tentative agreement with the local union elected leadership. On step five, the locals will then hold informational meetings to review and discuss the tentative agreement, and then hold the ratification vote. So they're going all out to include their membership and include the public also in their contract negotiation and in the results of their contract. And they did get some big wins. They got a starting wage increase of 70% for starting workers. A top wage increase, 33%. That's in their contract. They've gotten lower tiered workers up to a 79% raise immediately. You want to talk about doing some good things. 89% for the lower tiered workers immediately. 89% raise. Good things, all good things, but all things not possible if President Fain did not lean on the membership also. I'm bringing that up because we have an opportunity this Friday, November 3rd at 7 p.m. is our own local union general membership meeting. At last month's meeting, I put forth a motion that asks that our local union negotiating team does not agree to ground rules that would keep the membership in the dark. I asked for transparency during negotiations. I asked for monthly updates on where we stand. What are we asking for? What are they saying? Monthly updates for during negotiations. I feel that this is the best way to ensure trust in the process and the best way to make sure that we're confident that we're fighting for what we can fight for. We're fighting for what the membership is asking for. Because a lot of times the membership asks for things, but we don't know what they're fighting for behind closed doors because it's done in secrecy. We don't need secrecy. We need an open dialogue. We need honesty. We need transparency. You agree with me? Well, if you do, I hope, and I pray that you will turn out at one of the locations this Friday at 7 p.m., whether it be Lanham, Manassas, Winchester, Southern Maryland, Roanoke. Come out and make your voice heard. If we don't come out and make our voices heard, well, then obviously we must, as members, want secrecy. I don't. That's why I made the motion, because I think it's important. Do you? I hope to see you Friday. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember, the fight's not left and right. It's up and down. And it's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one, get out there and reach one. And remember, there can be no union without you and I front and center. Let's go.